don't know, I know people who don't know what happened in the Hong Kong. Hong Kong was more like democratic, like American rise, where you could do whatever you want. And then more recently, China was trying to make it more, since China is a dictatorship, trying to make it more like everywhere else in China, where it's like dictatorship, don't have no rights and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is like they're taking away. So, say for instance, like you can actually, it's a huge fine if you don't, I believe it's like stand up and you don't sing along with the national anthem for China. If you disagree with it in any way and they find out about it, you can go to jail. If you talk bad about the president, you can go to jail. I mean, like, that's what the whole big Hong Kong protests were, is that they didn't want to become part of China. Because, I mean, if it wouldn't have been for the United Kingdom, or England, that had given it back to China, then I feel like they would have been better off just staying the way that they were underneath them. Because, they actually had freedoms. They didn't have to worry about it. And, it was a peaceful place. From what I understand, it was a great place to live. And now, I mean, there's all these soldiers and stuff coming in and basically taking away all of your rights. I mean, like I said, you can't say anything bad about the president. You can't not do the national anthem. Like, even if you sing it wrong, you can go to jail. Like, mistake it by one word.
Sorry, I was just trying to explain, because I know certain people who probably forgot about the Hong Kong protest and what it was about, so I would just like to refresh people.
I mean, do you have anything you want to add to that? I'm trying to think what else there was.
I mean, it was just more like, pretty much they was free, and now what I pretty much got from the whole protest was like, before they was free, pretty much could do whatever they want. Now the dictator, like, no, you gotta do it like to everybody else in China, and that's why a lot of people in China went to Hong Kong, because it was like free, and it's like my kid could get like ahead, and like you could lose Twitter and other Discord and different stuff and like actually protest, compared to like other places in China. It's like, hey, I want to tweet this, somebody will literally knock on your door and send you to jail.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, I follow a guy and he makes some sort of videos, I don't remember exactly on what, but he was explaining exactly what happened, because he had moved to China and became a citizen, and in order for that to happen, like, he has to like completely sign over his rights to pretty much all freedoms, and he gets assigned police officers that literally follow him and search his social media, and they can come into his house whenever they want to and search everything and go through his computers.
I mean, it's also why no journalist is telling us the real facts of COVID over there. Everybody only saying the fake facts, like only 4,000 people have it. You bullshitting. Like, America ain't doing everything properly, but at least we like constant, like, you're not seeing a second outbreak really coming over. Like, 1 million people over here have it, and of course a good number of people died, but we not lying about our numbers. Well, we probably are lying about our numbers a little bit, but not as bad as China. For China to say only 4,000 people died when it was invented over there, listen to what I'm saying. When the disease first happened in the original hot zone, a lot of people gonna die very fast, and technically for the disease to move, like, the disease have to live within somebody that's asymptomatic and transfer it to somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. To me, like I said, the whole Hong Kong thing is bizarre, and I mean, like I said, I don't know why China would want to do that to its own people. Like, I don't understand why countries would want to hunt down their own people. Why they would want to infringe so much on people. Like, if you were honest and you did shit the right way, this wouldn't be such an issue.
I mean, it's just like China trying to take back Taiwan, because that's the next big thing that's going to happen.
Right. I mean, yeah, there was articles over the past few days in the last week or so that I've been seeing, and apparently XI is telling all of his troops and stuff to be prepared for war.
And then literally America's going to send 3 Taiwan.
I mean, I don't think America's going to let them fall.
No, America is sending 3 of their top weapon systems to Taiwan. Like, literally, Taiwan is buying it from America, 3 of the top weapon systems.
Yeah, I mean, they should. I mean, they need to protect themselves, so there shouldn't be...
Also, China's also putting more warships inside the ocean, so, I mean, let's just be honest. Stuff like this is going to have war start, because technically somebody going to go in the wrong area, somebody going to get shot down, and it's going to be like, If he wasn't in this area, he wouldn't get shot down. And then like, why did you shoot it down? And that's how a war gonna break out, a mini war. And now everybody have nuclear bombs on a submarine. So I mean,
yeah, I mean, well, the problem with China is that they're building all these islands, and so they're trying to claim all this territory. Like, I was reading an article, I want to say it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Well, apparently China has like fishing vessels in South America.
yeah.
And they're like overfishing shit that they're not allowed to be in, and nobody's stopping them.
Well, I also seen China. That's why like China was fighting with Russia and India, because China is trying to expand its land, and Russia and India like, what the fuck? What are you doing? This is our land. And China like, what are you talking about? This is our land. Little by little. And India and Russia like, what are you doing? We know what you're doing. Please stop doing what you're doing before we start a war. And they like, what are you talking about? This is our land. Like little by little trying to seize the land from Russia and India.
Yeah, well, the worst part is like these countries and stuff that would be more towards helping them, now they're pissing them off. Like, I mean, you think about it, like, India is a huge country with a lot of people.
1 billion people by themselves, too.
And, you know, Russia's a big country, and like we had talked about before, I believe, was, you know, everybody over the age of 18 has to join the military. So almost most of Russia is military trained. So, and then you're pissing off these huge countries.
Like, let's be honest. Like, technically, America will not go to war with China if they know Russia is backing them, because technically, we don't really care about the 1 billion people, but it's just the problem with Russia that has all the technology. But literally, Russia and USA team up against China. China is completely fucked, because technically, for something for Russia and China to agree on to go to war on, that has to be something major.
Yeah, well, I mean, as of right now, I believe China's pretty much pissed off Russia. So I'm going to go with, if something does happen, Russia's going to be on our side.
Which is very surprising. Like, you got to understand, out of all the stuff that ever happened, Russia is always against us. And for Russia to actually be on our side, this is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, I mean, we really need to work on getting all of our stuff with other countries worked out instead of just, you know, doing all of these tariffs and everything like that. Like, we actually need to sit down and work everything out into where we are actually like one giant world, instead of all this, oh, it's only for me, it's only for me. You know, oh, this oil, I need it.
I mean, my whole thing is, America needs to strengthen its core and stop trying to build all these bases in different places in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why Trump was pulling a lot of them out, is because he just doesn't see the point of having all these places.
But then to a certain extent, we fucked so many places over, because, like, you can't put us over there to, like, help stabilize the government. And, of course, you know, people going to fight against it. But then when you start putting a new government, people starting to get used to it. You withdraw everybody too soon. Now the old government just going to come back and take it over. And plus all the weapons we left over there, now they got all them weapons too.
I would say not even just that, but, you know, we go into all these countries and we basically destroy them. And then we're just like, oh, okay, well, here's a little bit of help to fix it. But now, like, they need to actually go in, build schools, build churches, build, you know, all the towns back up, not just go in, fight whatever we want to fight, destroy whatever we want to fucking destroy, and, you know, keep going. Like, that's not how it should be.
Yeah, that's one of the problems we have now. That's why a lot of people down right now like us, because they were like, all right, we destroy these schools, we bomb people, we bomb weddings, and, like, people die, and only kids survive. So now if you see somebody, if I see my parents die in front of my face as a kid, I'm going to hate America for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Because you got to think about it, as a kid, you don't understand what's going on. You don't care if your dad was, like, the number one killer in the Al-Qaeda. Whatever happened to them?
What, Al-Qaeda?
Yeah.
I believe they're still around.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, out of all this stuff that's popping up, I never hear them anymore.
I don't think they was really big. I think now it's more just ISIS.
I mean, even them, I still don't hear nothing about them either.
Well, that's because, I mean, Trump took a pretty good approach on taking out a lot of people.
Oh, well, I guess that's a good thing. No, I'm just saying, because, you know, normally you hear ISIS this, ISIS that. Well, I guess it's just so much stuff Black Lives Matter is of like, hey, we can't keep putting all our distractions everywhere else.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm with you. I'm sure, honestly, a lot of the shit's probably going underneath the radar, or there's, like, secret missions happening that we don't know about.
Oh, 100%. I'm pretty sure it's a whole bunch of stealth still missions going on.
I mean, I'm sure too, but I'm just saying, like, especially with everything, like, everything right now is Trump, Biden, Black Lives Matter, who died and what, and
Corona.
Yeah, Corona, that too. And then we're letting all this little stuff that people really need to be knowing about too, just basically slide under the table.
Like, a lot of people need to be more worried about China than what they are, because if World War III will happen, well, it depends. I feel like it's just gonna be the world versus China, because technically you can't be a country and can't keep trying to take more land from other people. You can't put more warships in land in the ocean. You can't try to take back a whole country that's a country by itself.
Yeah, because they claim they have like maps and shit from way back when, and that's why they're trying to claim a lot of this stuff. Is that they claim they have maps from way back when, and that they was originally their territory, and they really have no claim to it whatsoever. Or they're trying to take back shit that was long gone. Like if they were going to do it, they should have did it a long time ago.
I mean, I just think, I don't know, China. Certain times I understand where y'all coming from, but to a certain extent, like, y'all find it a losing war, because technically, if America, Russia, Japan, and India all team up and just go after you, I feel like the only people who have China back really is North Korea.
Yeah, and Iraq and Iran, or one of those two. I know I've also done that, and some other little countries in the Middle East, I know.
I mean, them little countries, I feel like they more against America than what they really are.
Yeah, but I'm just saying those would be like their allies. Because, I mean, like I said, they're pissing off China. They're pissing off Russia, and they're pissing off India.
They're definitely pissing off Japan, because I think China was trying to claim that Japan is China. I think I've seen that. I think I've seen an article that China is trying to say that Japan is part of China.
There were some islands I know for sure that they were trying to claim, but Japan's like, nah, get out of here. Because they want it because there's good fishing waters.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of this is about, is A, not just land, but B, is access to these waters. And as if they're technically in their area, then they can fish them as much as they want. They don't have to care about it. And that's what one of China's huge problems is that they're so worried about getting certain things that they're basically going to destroy a lot of stuff for a lot of other countries.
Well, see, that's the problem. Like other, I forgot what they called in the ocean where like marine life live.
The reefs.
A lot of reefs are dying because of overfishing and pollution and all that. So China's, if I understand, like, trying to have a lot of people, so they need a lot of fish, and like they trying to give fish, like sell fish, but it's like the more and more you overfish, the more and more quicker that certain things go extinct. And not only that, like, it's a reason why you give time for like animals to like repopulate and do stuff instead of just keep fishing, and it just turn out that nothing gonna be left.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big thing nowadays. It's just, like I said, them trying to do all that just isn't worth it for us. They really need to focus more on trying. I mean, honestly, if they would let most of their people go and do what they needed to do, more like America did, I feel like their country would be a lot better off than just having, instead of basically forcing people to farm. If they would actually make it better, it's like America. Like, we need to do the farming. Like, instead of letting all these farms basically get taken up by building companies, we need to have the foreign government, have our government buy them and put people in place.
Yeah,
to do all this farming.
A lot of people want to farm. We can't really, like, it's not really like, hey, beneficial to become a farmer. Like, you cannot become rich being a farmer, but as a farmer, it's like really needed, because you got to think about it. All our food should be organic, and the more stuff that's organic, the less people get sick. We got to stop doing these major, like a million chickens, like pretty much eating and shitting on top of each other. Like, literally, I seen a farm where chickens were literally eating the dead chickens, growing like 5-6 legs, like all type of weird stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even just that. Like, one of the big problems is that You know, like, that's why whenever you ask why I eat organic stuff, is a lot of times, like, take for instance, they say, you know, cage free and open range chickens actually produce better eggs